Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we'll deal with a very interesting topic. We'll cover mother of all bombs. So you must be thinking, why am I calling a bomb a mother of all bombs? And there is a very good reason for that. Because this bomb that we are going to talk about, it is the most powerful non-nuclear weapons ever made by humans. And the reason why we are talking about it is because recently, as soon as yesterday, both US and Israel, they targeted military linked site in the city of Isfahan, which is a important city in Iran. Now there are many defense establishment in the city, and US and Israel, they targeted an ammunition depot in this particular city. And there are multiple reports that says that large number of bunker buster bombs were used in the operation, most possibly including the biggest of them, that is called as GBU-57 MOP, Massive Ordnance Penetrator. And this bomb has been nicknamed, rightly for many reasons, as the mother of all bombs. So first, we'll try to understand what are the specific kind of bombs that are called as bunker busters and why this mother of all bombs is so special. And then we'll try to understand what are the aircrafts that can be used to deliver these kind of bombs. Can a normal fighter jet be used? We'll try to understand everything in our today's discussion. Okay. Now the notes which I will be using in our today's session today, you can go to the Telegram channel ATS Live to download them. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so let us start our today's discussion by understanding what is a bunker buster. Now, bunker buster is a typical type of a bomb which is designed to penetrate deeply buried facilities. Now, these deeply buried facilities like hardened bunkers and tunnels, they are usually constructed very deep inside the earth, protecting itself by rock, earth as well as concrete. So you need a special kind of a bomb that can penetrate through all of these and then destroy the targets which are hidden very deep inside the earth. Now, these hardened munitions are understood to have been developed during the Gulf War of 1990s. In the early 1990s, when US invaded Iraq, these bombs must have been developed at that time. Right? Now, let us talk about the special kind of a bunker buster, possibly the biggest of them all, that is the GBU-57, called as Massive Ordnance Penetrator. Now, to put things in perspective, you know what is the size of this bomb? This bomb is about 20.5 feet in length, more than 2.5 feet in diameter, and you know how much it weighs? It weighs 13,000 kilograms. Let me show you a picture, you will understand how big this bomb is. So you can understand how big this bomb is as compared to the size of an average human being. So that is why it is called as a mother of all bombs. Now this particular bomb which I am talking about, GBU-57, it has the ability to penetrate 60 meters deep inside the earth before exploding by attacking and destroying the targets which are well protected facilities. Now it can be anything. It can be a military storage facility, it can be a nuclear facility, it can be any other important strategic infrastructure that a country is trying to destroy of the enemy. Now, this MOP is widely believed to be the most powerful non-nuclear weapon ever made in history. Now, naturally, to allow these bombs to penetrate a hardened target which is comprised of rock, concrete, etc., you need to have the ability to protect the ordnance or the explosive which are in this bomb, right? So, to protect the explosives covered in this bomb, you enclose all of them inside a specialized high performance steel casing. Now, the specialized high performance steel casing protects the bomb inside it, which is able to penetrate deep and then only it explodes. So, this actually protects the explosives inside the bomb. Now, it was first used last year in when US bombed many of the important nuclear facilities in Iran that were located in Natanz, Fordo as well as Isfahan. Now, although there are multiple reports that this facility which US targeted last year was 90 meters deep, and I told you the MOP has the ability to penetrate targets as deep as 60 meters. So there are many reports whether these bombings were effective or not as far as destroying of those facilities by the US is concerned. Now let us talk about how this bomb actually was developed. That doesn't mean that smaller size of bunker busters aren't available, and they were developed as soon as the first Gulf War of 1990. So why did US go ahead and develop such a big bomb? And there is a very good reason for it. Because when it was used for the first time by US in the invasion of Iraq in 2003, US Air Force realized that these smaller and older bunker buster munitions were not able to penetrate a very deep lying targets, and that is why came the need for developing of a bigger massive ordnance penetrator, and therefore US Air Force's research laboratory, they partnered with an aerospace and defense contractor called as Boeing to develop these kind of weapons. And last year's bombing in Iran, which was done by US in Fordo, Natanz and Isfahan, these were the first instances where GBU 57 was first used in combat. Right? Now let me tell you some important facts about this bomb. Now these bombs are usually carried over B-2 bomber aircrafts, and these bombs, as soon as they are released from the aircraft with the help of GPS, they reach the target and then penetrate it with the speed of supersonic. Now what is more interesting about this bomb is that it weighs 13,000 kilograms. You know how much is 13,000 kilograms? This is essentially or roughly the weight equal to the weight of a school bus. So can you imagine a normal fighter jet would be able to carry such big weapons which weighs 13,000 kilograms? Obviously not. To deliver these weapons, you need a special kind of an aircraft which are called as bomber aircrafts, and there is only one bomber aircraft in the world which can carry this massive ordnance penetrator, that is USS B-2 bomber aircraft, right? So let us understand few facts about how these bombers aircraft actually work and how they are different from the usual fighter aircrafts which we see in many air forces. Now these bomber aircrafts, particularly the B-2, it is a heavy strategic bomber which was developed by a private company in US, Northrop Grumman, with the active cooperation from other important private defense manufacturers like Boeing, Hughes Radar System, General Electric, as well as Watt Aircraft. Right? It was the first flight of this aircraft took place in 1989, but it was first entered into a service only in 1997. Now a total of 21 of these aircrafts were made, and you know how much was the cost of one aircraft at that time in 1990s? It was $1.2 billion. Now two of them crashed, and presently US operates how many of these aircrafts? 19 of these aircrafts. Right? Now one good fact about these aircraft, that these are a kind of an aircraft called as strategic bombers. What are strategic bombers? These are special military aircraft which are designed to fly long distances and deliver powerful weapons like the ones we covered, which is able to, or which enables these air forces to destroy important enemy targets much far beyond the front lines of the conflict. These hardened targets can be military bases, industrial centers, infrastructures, or even strategic assets like missile silos or even a nuclear power plant where the nuclear research has been going on. Right? Now there are multiple countries who operate these kind of strategic bombers. For example, Russia does, for example, China does. Now I've curated a long list of features what makes a particular aircraft a strategic bomber aircraft. Now for any aircraft to be a strategic bomber, it needs to have the ability to fly long ranges, right? When it can fly thousands of kilometers without having to refuel, then it would be possible for that aircraft to strike deep into the enemy territory. Similarly, it needs to have the capability of carrying heavier missiles and heavier payload. That is why it should carry large number of bombs and missiles, including the much needed nuclear weapons. Similarly, the most recent of these aircrafts, that is the B-2 bomber and the now soon to be developed B-21 aircraft, which is also of the US, they are having the ability to fly very high up in the air, and they have the ability to have stealth. What is a stealth feature? Stealth feature of an aircraft actually enables it to fly inside an enemy territory where the enemy radars won't be able to detect them, right? So the use of stealth features actually helps them avoid detection and interception, which can be deadly for any enemy aircraft. But you have to understand, these strategic bombers are not meant for close combat, and this is where it is different than a conventional fighter aircraft. Now a conventional fighter aircraft can be used to destroy and intercept other enemy aircrafts, but these bombers can't. What they do is that they take bombs and deliver bombs in the enemy territories. So mostly when these bombers fly, you can realize many air forces use other fighter jets to protect them because they don't have the ability to protect themselves. Okay, so this is what makes any aircraft a bomber aircraft. Now, what are the current bomber aircrafts in operation? As I told you, Russia, US and China operates these bombers aircraft. The two most notable is the Tupolev 22M3, which is the supersonic bomber known for its deep penetration capability. Similarly, Russia also operates an older Tupolev 95 aircraft, which is a nuclear capable bomber carrying or having the ability to carry long range missions. US, as I told you, operates B-2 Spirit, the picture that I showed you, which is a stealth bomber designed to evade radar, and US is also developing, and it is almost ready, the successor of B-2, that is B-21 bomber aircraft. It is much similar in design, but much more advanced than the B2. Also, China operates an H-6 aircraft, which is based on an old Soviet design. So basically, they have reverse engineered it. So these are the examples of strategic bombers that are in operation, and presently only 3 countries have the ability to operationalize these strategic bombers. Now, before we end today's discussion, there is an important announcement. Now, students who are looking to prepare for this exam, that is UPSC exam in 2027 and 28, and you are really serious about it, please do consider taking admissions in the StudyIQ courses. In StudyIQ courses, we teach you everything, not just important subjects like polity, economy, history and geography, but also smaller subjects like IR, security, ethics, etc. To get classes for all the subjects, you can take admissions in resolution batches. In resolution batches, your every need from prelims to mains to interview, P to I, is covered. In addition to that, you get one-to-one mentorship, you get test series over prelims and mains. So all of them are bundled together in resolution batches. Now, there are separate batches for students who are looking to prepare for this exam in 2027 as well as 2028. The rates obviously differ. But to make the payment, please remember one thing. If you use the code ATS Live before making the payment, you are going to get additional discounts on that. So do not forget doing that. And before we complete our today's discussion, this is a practice question that I've curated. Now in 2024, a question came on Indian aircrafts and how many of these Indian aircrafts are 5th generation aircrafts. So I've changed that question to suit our today's discussion. Please do let me know the correct answer of the following pairs that I've told you, how or which of the aircrafts match the description in their pairs. Do let me know the correct answer in the comments, and the ones who are waiting to download the notes, this is where you'd find them. The Telegram channel name is ATS Live. So this is all from my side for today. Please have a very good day, and we'll see each other again quite soon. That is tomorrow. Please have a very good day.